Good afternoon and welcome to the marketplace. Coming up, the city makes some marginal gains against the dollar last week after improved market support. Also, mining firms paid more than 11 billion cedis in taxes and royalties to government last year as new data reveals their significant contribution to the economy. As the Awoya Lithium project advances, the community of Kankrapkrum faces uncertainty amid plans for resettlement and compensation.
Resettle us and where we should go in Ukrampono, we haven't seen it or we haven't heard it where we should go.
So if they are resettling us, then our lives should be better than where we are now. Our lives should really undergo a transformation.
These and more business update coming up in the next 30 minutes. My name is Winston Taki. Now let's bring you an update on how the Ghana cedi is faring against major global currencies. That was the update from the currency market. Now let's bring you the reality on the cedi. This Ghana cedi made some marginal gains against the dollar last week. This is coming after days of sustained depreciation against the dollar. But are these gains sustainable? There is more in the following report.
Especially for last Friday, according to some of the commercial banks, can be linked to improved dollar support. The central bank since last week has taken some fresh measures to deal with the recent pressure on the Ghana cedi. This includes the introduction of the spot and 7-day dollar auction to banks and businesses. This helped in giving commercial banks additional avenues to access dollars from the Bank of Ghana. Some of the commercial banks have told Joy Business that if the development is sustained, that could go a long way in slowing the cedi's rate of depreciation against the US dollar in the coming days. Some of these banks have also told Joy Business that the current pressure on the local currency is also fueled by speculative activities. So, if the Bank of Ghana is able to demonstrate that it is in the strong position to stabilize the Ghana cedi, that could go a long way to deal with the current pressure on the local currency.
Now, let's get onto the Zoom and speak to financial economist Professor Lord Mensah. Hello, Prof. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, sir.
Great. What do you make of this development that the cedi is finally responding to some recent market intervention by the central bank?
Yeah, obviously this, expected. When the central bank, pushed the supply of, the dollar to the short term, which is, the spot market. Obviously, it signals the market that, the central bank has, enough in dollars to meet the demand. And as a result of that, there's no pressure on requesting the currency, forward that much. And so that's an obvious reaction that is expected. The central bank has given a signal that it has enough buffer to meet, the demand. And so the market is expected to react to that. But then let's see how sustainable, it is, because if you look at the central bank supply of the currency, it's just one aspect of controlling, the currency in every economy. But then we look at, the fiscal side, because this is typically of the monetary aspect. I mean, on the fiscal side, what have we done in terms of, bringing in dollars? What have we done in terms of, exporting more to bring in dollars, or possibly reducing our importation to keep the dollars that we have? We haven't done that much. So I would say, the central bank is doing its best to ensure that it supplies the market. But then in the long term, it's going to be difficult to keep this, supplies on if we don't take advantage of, the current fiscal space that we have as a result of our debt restructuring. To ensure that we take advantage of, the free space in terms of debt service to make sure we keep enough dollars, and also to reduce our, import bill. This exercise is going to be a kind of the usual short-term measures that we put when it comes to the currency management. But then the long term, you will still see the trajectory going up every now and then.
Rob, you mentioned the case of sustainability. What are the risks associated with that particular tandem? You just mentioned that we have to take advantage of the fiscal space. What other avenues available for the central bank?
Yes, of course. It has to do with the fiscal side. If the central bank is supplying the dollar, and the finance minister, and then the policymakers are not ensuring that we do more, to bring in, dollars, and we keep on importing unnecessarily, obviously their exercise will not be something that we can hold for long.
All right, Prof, we are going into the election. The market react to up and down. We saw what happened in the US election when Trump won. There was sudden reaction on the market. There are sentiments going to this election. What are some of the key stuff that the central bank should be wary of as investors, we investors who are also observing the market performance before we get into certain investment portfolios?
Yeah, obviously, the market is going to wait for the outcome of the 7th December election to see what happens. Now, if you look at what is happening on the grounds, traders, let me put it, will hold on for now. So the usual Christmas pressures that we see on the dollar is not going to be as, it used to be, because traders may want to see what happens after the elections before they come in with their activities. So from where I sit, we're not going to see from the traders' perspective and business perspective, we're not going to see the usual demand of the dollar as, it's supposed to be. But then we have to also look at the other side of the table, where, people may want to keep the dollar as a result of, possible uncertainties that may come up from the elections. But I think, it's going to be more or less a kind of stability that we may enjoy over the short period, because there won't be much pressure on the demand side.
From where you sit, just after the Eurobond debt restructuring, would you say the Cedi has gained some momentum from the advantage of doing the Eurobond restructuring? And if it hasn't, what are some of the key issues that came out of this Eurobond restructuring compared to other restructuring that we saw marginal appreciation of the Cedi?
Yeah, so I would say that what we had from the restructuring actually is not enough to help us, control the Cedi. And I've been saying that the savings we are going to make from the restructuring, which it has to do with, the possible, monies that we're supposed to use to service our debt that we are not using to service the debt, are not money sitting down at the central bank. These are monies that are expected, dollars that are expected. So until we make sure that we reorient the economy to ensure we export more, to ensure we reduce, our import bill, there's no way that 10 billion that the finance minister has been talking about, we're going to save out of the restructuring, will be coming into the folds of the central bank. So it has to do with how the fiscal side operates. To ensure that the expected savings that is from that we're supposed to get from the restructuring becomes a realization, then in that case we should be able to benefit from the restructuring. Otherwise, it's going to be the normal streak of depreciation of the currency that we've been witnessing recently.
Just a quick one before I let go of you. How do you see the city performance going into the festive season and the early part of next year?
Yeah, we're going to see moderate stability because, we are just at the eve of the, getting into the festive, seasons. If businesses will restock by importing, they should have done that in the beginning of the last quarter of the year. But we are in November now. We're going into, December. So, those who are going to demand the dollar are going to be those who may want to keep dollars for possible uncertainties that may come up as a result of the elections. But, the pressures, I can tell you, has been absorbed already in the city. And those are the pressures that we saw from last 2 weeks to last week when the central bank gave the signal that they can supply more dollars. And as a result of that, we started seeing the stability.
Professor Lord Benson, we appreciate your time here on the marketplace. Great. Now, moving on, mining firms have paid more than 11 billion cedis in taxes and royalties to the state for last year. George Biafe has the rest of the story.
The development represents some significant increase for what these firms paid to government in 2022. Corporate taxes led the pack, with these firms paying more than 7 billion Ghana cedis in 2023. Mineral royalties, on the other hand, accounted for 2.7 billion Ghana cedis, whilst taxes paid by workers in that space in terms of income earned was about 2.7 billion Ghana cedis. The data also show that the mining firm spent 31.5 million Ghana cedis on corporate social investments. However, on the other hand, total mineral revenue for last year stood at $5.9 billion. Out of this, $4.2 billion was returned to the country through the Bank of Ghana.
Still staying on the mining industry, as the Eweya Lithium project advances, the community of Krankran faces uncertainty amid plans for resettlement and compensation. Despite assurances from government and mining companies, farmers and residents remain concerned about the impact of their livelihoods. Civil society groups are busily working to educate residents on the project's social and environmental impact statement and the proposed mitigation measures. However, trust remains fragile as the community is worried about the loss of land and traditional livelihoods. There is more in this report.
Ghana's green hills and rich farmlands have sustained communities for generations. But beneath the soil of these lands lies a new treasure: lithium. of their farms. We are looking forward to they settling us and getting us places to farm. Abraham Mensah and his fellow community folk have been exposed to lessons from mining companies like Takwa and Obuase that have gone through this process before. Solomon Kusiampofo is hoping the lessons learned from such places would help the communities have a view of what to expect.
A variety of options that we have, that we need to ensure that the communities are better resettled and it even serve as a model. Because this is not the first community to be resettled in Ghana. So as part of our engagement, we have also been taking the communities to exchange visits in Obuase and also in Takwa, where they have been exposed to the lessons learned from resettled communities. And we believe that these are better lessons that we informed the community to be able to negotiate for a suitable package that will even enhance their social status.
As the sun sets over Krampa Krom, the community gathers one more time. The camera captures the anxious faces of farmers, mothers, and youth as they listen to the latest updates. For the people here, the lithium beneath their feet is both a blessing and a curse, a ticket to economic growth and a threat to everything they hold dear. Richard Kwejenyako, Joy News, Krampa Krom.
Now, that was a report by Kinsin Kwejenyako bringing you updates on the Way Up project and its impact on lives and livelihoods. Now, moving on, Ghanaian companies are eyeing opportunities at CarBank Host Trade Summit in Turkey. The business-to-business B2B engagement organized by CarBank for the past 3 years provides Ghanaian businesses with the opportunity to expand internationally, explore new markets from partnerships, and unlock global business opportunities. Daryl Kwao has more in this report.
Ghana's construction market is busy. There's huge demand for affordable housing and commercial properties. This boom has contributed to economic growth, and private sector businesses want a piece of the pie. Bruce Edem Akapo is project manager at Construction Dynamics Limited in Accra. He's one of dozens of business executives attending CarBank's Trade Summit in Turkey.
Turkey is widely known for construction materials and the production of quality materials. Fortunately, I've been given this opportunity by my boss to come in, survey the area, make new connections, and then see how best we can get materials, quality materials to be specific, and then expand the business, expand the construction and the construction aspects of the business a little bit further, where we can bring quality materials into the country, where we can be able to distribute it and then further grow the company at wide.
CarBank is building on the success of previous B2B engagements, which have enabled numerous businesses to secure international contracts and partnerships. Daniel Appiah is head of commercial banking at CarBank PLC.
So we realized that, Ghanaian businesses are doing so well. I mean, when you look at some of the products that Ghanaian businesses are producing, excellent, and they face the world anywhere, world class. But most of the businesses are just stuck within that Ghanaian business environment. And for any business to go global, they need exposure. Sometimes it's not even about coming for these B2Bs and buying anything or buying anything to go back to go and sell, but the fact that they are here, they get to interact with other businesses in Turkey who are going global and pick their mindsets and learn about different ways of doing business. It gives them a different perspective on business. I was looking at those we came with this year, and I realized that about 60 to 65% of them are into construction. It's not something we planned, but interestingly, most of those who came from, a lot of them came from the, we have people who are into baby foods, we have people who are into oil and gas who came and stuff, but a lot of them are into construction. I think the construction arena also, they also see Turkey as one of the key places.
Patrick Nana Dankwenim is chief executive of Partco Logistics Limited, another first-time participant. His expectations are high.
Basically, my job is, I'm into freight forwarding. So I'm here to introduce myself for people who do importation. So I could help them clear the ports and basically also import myself.
Companies that participated in prior editions reported significant growth in market reach, increased exports, and enhanced collaborations with global firms.
Now to more stories. International tech company Yango has presented brand new motorbikes to its courier partners in appreciation for their immense contribution to the rapid growth of the business in Ghana. 3 lucky riders walked away with motorbikes, while several others received smartphones and fuel coupons to support their work. The following report has more.
Part of the global tech company held a courier appreciation event and awards to celebrate some of its performing couriers of its delivery partners. In recognition of their exceptional service, the company presented motorbikes and smartphones, as well as fuel coupons to some of its courier partners. General Manager for Yango Delivery, Emmanuel Kodia, spoke to journalists at the event.
For us at Yango, we value and appreciate the work that the partner couriers do, on the platform. So we took this opportunity to execute a grand event to really express our profound appreciation for 400 top performing partner couriers on the platform. This year in particular has been very great for Yango. Our growth trajectory has been very good, so we thought it wise that the key stakeholders that have been pivotal in this growth and success, we would have this celebration for.
One of the beneficiaries spoke to Joy Business. He expressed his gratitude to Yango.
So happy, unfortunately last month I lost my motorbike. So with this new motorbike I can work more and earn more for myself and also for the family. I'm so happy about it. About that one, the major thing I take home is being extra careful on the road, avoid overspeeding and all that. That's my own take.
Yango has also signed a partnership with Provident Insurance to provide insurance cover for its courier partners and drivers on the app.
So that'll be it for business here on the marketplace. For more business update, visit myjoyonline.com/business. As you can see, Cedi begins week promising despite heightened demand where $1 equals 17 Ghana cedis. Ghana ranks 6th in Africa as most attractive investment destination in 2024. So you can visit My Joy Online for more update. My name is Winston Taki. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your business day. Bye-bye.